Since advantage of the side chain theory opposing view by both Ehrlich and Jules Bourdieu questioned the nature of this reaction. Ehrlich believed that the reaction was purely chemical, while Bourdieu claimed that it was a physical absorption occurring on one component upon the other. Bourdieu's theory suggested that the binding reaction was a colloid chemistry type, which relies on the surface characteristic instead of chemical nature of the reactant. Bourdieu, along with other scientists include Svante Arrhenius and Thorvald Madsen, later described the reaction as reversible acid-base neutralizing model. Karl Landsteiner, an Austrian biologist, physician, immunologist, has opposing viewpoint than Ehrlich. Landsteiner had later found evidence which suggests that the antigenic specificity high dependent on the antigen charge outline, thus providing that the reaction relies on both physical surface characteristic as well as chemical nature of the antigen. In 1934, John Marek collected the existing knowledge of this area in his renowned book, The Chemistry of Antigen Antibody. He also proposed a new antigen-antibody reaction based upon a crystal lattice model. He suggested that the relationship between an antigen and antibody follow the correlation between the molecule within a crystal network. The crystal molecules are linked not via chemical bond. In 1934, John Marek collected the existing knowledge of this area in the renowned book, The Chemistry of Antigen and Antibodies. He also proposed a new antigen-antibody reaction based upon a crystal lattice model. He suggested that the relationship between an antigen and antibody follows the correlation between the molecule within the crystal network. The crystal molecules are linked not via chemical valence, as Ehrlich proposed, but through the short-range forces that surround a molecule. Through the short-range forces that surround the molecule, such forces determine the specific selection of molecules. In order to build a crystal matrix, Marek also believed that antigen-antibody reaction is less specific in comparison to the crystal formation. Because the binding site covers only a small segment of the whole molecule, Marek suggests that antibodies have more than one binding site, that conjoined antigen-antibody would form a lattice. Marek continued to work on antigen-antibody reaction and published a number of key important research articles, reviews, as well as a second edition in this book, The Chemistry of Antigen Antibody and Antibodies. Marek ideas in regard to protein chemistry range over time. Nonetheless, his findings related to antibody-antigen reaction, which occurred at the right time in the history of immunoassay, are still valid even 83 years after the publication of his book.